Now let's talk about Pakistan's friend, Turkey. Its president, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, is a self-proclaimed defender of the Muslim world. He leaves no opportunity to criticize India, especially when it's about the Muslim community. He tried to lead a parallel grouping of the Muslim world with Malaysia's Mahathir Mohamad last year, a project that proved to be a non-starter. Now he's making headlines for converting an iconic museum, the Hagia Sophia, into a mosque in Istanbul. Just what is Erdogan trying to do? He's trying to prove that he's the biggest champion of Muslim rights. Then what happens to Erdogan when it comes to China, more specifically to China's Muslims, the million people who are in detention? Why doesn't he stand up for these Muslims? Because money. Tonight we'll tell you how China's checkbook has bought the silence of Turkey's president. Why just silence? He's become a willing accomplice in China's crime against Muslims. This is a story that exposes Erdogan's Islamic hypocrisy. First, a quick background for those who still don't know about China's Uighur Muslims. They're living in what has been described as a 21st century concentration camp, persecuted, jailed, forced to renounce their religion, separated from their families and punished. We've been reporting on this for years with first-person accounts. The world sees all of this, but Turkey's president does not. In 2019, President Erdogan said that people in Xinjiang are living happily. In 2020, he's supporting China in persecuting them. Erdogan is enabling the extradition of Uighur Muslims to China. A new report has come out. It extensively documents the innovative ways through which Turkey extradites Uyghurs. First, it identifies them, then it sends them to a third country, and from there, China takes over and secures their extradition. The Telegraph found that several Uyghurs were sent to countries like Tajikistan. Tajikistan is a country that readily complies. When China files an extradition request, Tajikistan complies. Earlier today, we set out to verify all of these claims. According to one estimate, 50,000 Uyghurs have sought refuge in Turkey. They're trying to evade repression in China. But they chose the wrong country because Turkey's president has become an accomplice of China. He's helping China. The only difference is he's not sending people directly to China. We spoke to Arslan Hidayat. He's a Uyghur rights activist based in Istanbul. Arslan Hidayat has been tracking these extraditions. He told us how China and Turkey operate.
The Chinese regime accused certain Uyghurs of taking part in terrorist organizations or something or extremist organizations with no evidence. They just file a report, and then the Turkish government will then put them into deportation centers. The Turkish authorities interview those individuals to find out whether or not they have relatives living in the outside world, whether it be in Europe, North America. Once that's been confirmed, whether they have relatives or not, if they have relatives, then they are generally safe. They are let go. But if they don't, guess what happens? They get sent back this backdoor way. Another sinister way that the Chinese do this is that they get family members who are still in East Turkestan. They have them apply. They force them to apply to the Chinese authorities to say, we want such and such family back. We want our cousin back. We have heard that the Turkish government is not giving residence permits or refugee status to them. They're having a hard time. Please, China, get my family member back to me from Turkey. So they will come up with this sort of story as well.
China is hunting Uyghur Muslims and Erdogan's Turkey is helping it. On your screen now is the copy of a Chinese government request. It was sent to the Turkish government. China wanted to extradite a Uyghur man who had fled Xinjiang. The extradition request named a person called Enver Turdi. He had shared information about Chinese government abuses with the Western press. In 2015, the Chinese embassy in Turkey refused to issue him a passport, so he couldn't renew his temporary residence, the temporary residence permit for Turkey. 2 years later, Turkish authorities placed him in a deportation facility. He faced interrogation. Reports say that he moved to Turkish courts for relief. The case remains pending. In 2017, Turkey and China had signed a draft extradition treaty. This treaty would obligate Turkey to deport Uyghurs directly to China, meaning the Turkish government would be bound to send back all Uyghurs to China. Erdogan tried to push it. but the Turkish parliament has not ratified it yet. So Turkey and China have found an alternative. Turkey sends Uyghurs to a third country from where China picks them up. Now here's a question. Why is President Erdogan going to such great lengths for China? Because he wants Chinese money. In 2010, China and Turkey signed 8 strategic cooperative pacts. This could increase their annual trade volume to $100 billion this year. Last year, China's central bank made a $1 billion cash infusion into the Turkish economy. Struggling banks in Turkey have received bailouts from China. Beijing has even sanctioned a $3.6 billion package for Turkey's energy sector. Erdogan has made a choice. He has put China's money above China's Muslims. His silence on Uyghurs speaks volumes about his Islamic hypocrisy. I'll leave you with a thought and some numbers. Turkey has 71 million Muslims. India has more than 150 million Muslims. Yet President Erdogan tries to preach a secular country like India on how to treat its Muslims, but won't utter a word against China for putting Muslims in mass jails.